See, one thing about the gun business, it's one of the most riskiest black market hustles you can take because a lot of police is in that market, a lot of undercovers, a lot of ATF, a lot of feds, a lot of military, a lot of fly straight guys. It's a lot of cricket people in that field too, just like you, but that don't mean you know them because they not customers. They are suppliers. They buying multiple guns too, just like you. You dealing with customers. So that's the police. That's street thugs. That's gang members. That's young kids that can't get a gun at the store. That's who you dealing with. You're not dealing with Billy and Rick. They FFL dealers. They gun dealers. They buying them by the bulk. They get it for the low. Lower than you. You just going to the store. You may have a connect, but that could be the police. That could be the police. You know what I'm saying? But you probably got a clean record since everybody say you're not a thug. You wasn't in the streets. You're a good kid. You're a smart kid. A 3.5 GPA. Come on, man. So you were smart in school, in the books, but in the streets, that's where you went wrong. See, you ain't got no skill in that. You don't got no 3.5 in the streets. You got a 0, negative. You ain't got no resume in the streets. So that's why you chose guns over drugs, because that would have been harder for you to get. You know, with the guns, you got a clean record. You go in the store, you order them or whatever, and you get them by the boat. You just paid the store price, retail, then you resell it to an undercover cop in New York. Plus, you in New York, so you're going to get high dollars. And they clean guns, no bodies, no shootings, clean guns. I seen when they spread them out on the table, they look like clean guns, meaning they're not dirty. They could be stolen because you bought them from a cop or whatever, or they could be. It could be guns that you bought, like I said, at retail price, and you sold every last gun to that undercover cop. And that didn't raise a red flag in your brain, and you supposed to be the smartest or one of the smartest in that school, and that didn't raise a red flag. See, your problem was you always wanted the big dollars. Yeah, you wanted a wholesale. Yeah, you trying to make all this big profit. Yeah, you trying to make all them quick big flips, and it's for a big profit because it's in New York versus down south or somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? South is cheaper. So up there, you could sell them high. See, your problem was you were supposed to relax, be patient, bust all the guns down. You get a 20 piece, 30 piece, sell it one by one, two by two to street guys, gang members, people that's in the streets and people who work jobs. They got felonies that just want to protect their home. They're not trying to do no crimes. And yeah, they got to go through you. That's who you supposed to sell to. So you ain't making no sales all the time. The phone ain't just jumping all day and you making all these big plays and all that stuff. Nah, you in the gun business. Anybody who want 20 guns, 10 guns, 5 guns, they could be the police or an informant. I'm telling you, unless you dealing with a rap group or somebody who got a lot of money, a plug or something, then that's different. But a regular person, that's kind of strange. You see what I'm saying? To ask for 5, 10, then the same person keep asking for more guns and more guns. That's supposed to raise a red flag in your head, but you weren't in it to be smart. You was in it for the cash, for the lifestyle. Who else always paid top dollars for the guns, keep coming back all the time throughout the year? Like, you need that many guns. They never say, man, give me a deal. Man, I got 500, I got 700 this time. I'm spending with you. They never say stuff like that. They just always come with the 1,000 every time. You got 20 guns, he got 20,000 every time. He never say, I got 15, 17. He never say that. Even if he do, but it's still strange. He keep buying them, the same person over and over and over. It don't matter what story he's saying. It don't matter what he tell you. It's strange. It ain't right. It's the police. A gangster, if he buy 5 or 3, he good. He ain't gonna keep coming back, spending 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 when he in the streets. They breaking cars. They got junkies. They bring them guns. They breaking houses so they still can get guns other ways. You ain't their only source because they in the streets. They sell dog food. They sell dope. Junkies. Everybody bring them stuff. They still get stuff and do stuff. The only person that'll be your only source is the police. That's it. The police. The ATF. Informants. They the only people that need to keep buying guns from the same person. Lil Thugger, he in the streets, his partner may run into some guns. They may break in a car or a house or something and he sell them. Or a female may steal a gun from her baby daddy because she mad at him. And yeah, and that's how they get guns, little revolvers, little 9s and 40s. So they don't always need you. So yeah, you gotta do better. think better, move smarter. But now, 70 guns, 50 clips, 40 clips, and all that there. New York, life, 30 years, 40, 50. If you was buying the guns out the store and then reselling them, you can't tell on nobody, so you can't get no deal. Now, if you got a plug, a connection, a connect on the guns, and it ain't the police, it wasn't the police the whole time, then maybe you can get a deal. They can cut it in half. If it's a big source, it can't be a bigger source over you with the same amount of guns. He just get them all the time. Nah, you ain't gonna get no deal like that. You'll get some time shade down, but not a lot. So you screwed. You know what I'm saying? You screwed. You know, sign the plea. They could now, hold on. They could give you a second chance. Meaning, because you're not a thug, a lot of people speaking good about you. You didn't do no crimes with the guns. You didn't kill nobody. So they could do a deal with you, give you a second chance. Not a deal like, you know, you're not going to do 30 or 20. A deal like you can get out in 30 or 25, something like that, because you're still a good kid. And depending on how you act inside there, yeah, 30 years, 20 years. Then you try to get parole. You get out. You meet the requirements. They agree. You get out. Yeah, it's back to the life. It's back to the matrix, aka the free world. You probably 40, you know, 50, 45, and it's up. Second chance. You know what I'm saying? Based off you was a good kid, your GPA, so they know it's some good in you. You know what I'm saying? So you just made a mistake, a big mistake with a cop. So you got to deal with that there. You got to face that there. Now my take on this conversation. Go.